Hey folks, how you doing? Welcome back. It's Charlie. It is October 7th. Oh, the light is getting bad. October 17th, 2019. It's about 9:23 in the morning. And, excuse me. Yeah, so what happened yesterday? The lighting is so terrible here. It's so different on the visual than what it is probably playback. It always is. So yesterday, my meeting, it was interesting. Well, first of all, I feel good about it, hoping about it too. Um, it's basically kind of well, first of all, it's a handful of vouchers that just popped up for this area for for the homeless that are like in transition. There's so many. It's hard to explain. There's so many details. This whole. Excuse me. I'm also online. I'm trying to check things out. There's so many facets to this whole homelessness situation here in California, namely here in Los Angeles. There's several programs. There's HH. There's Triple H. There's Hootenanny, Dr. Doolittle, and that I just made that up. But there are so many programs, branches, so many facets to maybe one or two sources of money that is being funneled into um, Los Angeles County, California, and then Los Angeles County, and then whatever neighboring counties uh, and areas that need help the most. And from where the money comes from and it's given to, then it's channeled out and funneled out and branched out, and everybody wants a piece of the pie, and that's sad. That's really sad. Um, it's funny to say this. I kind of feel degraded in that sense because the nonprofits and the agencies and whatever it is, whatever entity it is that is helping doesn't really help. They'll take a certain amount of money, saying that they'll do whatever they can to help homeless people get off the streets or whatever, and basically they're just feeding, giving hygiene kits. And hygiene kits can, if you do it right, buy a whole bunch of stuff, you get it really for cheap. Maybe create a hygiene kit for less than $2 a pack. But anyway, so you're saving, you're spending a couple of $100 a month and pocketing thousands of dollars a month instead. And at the same time, saying that the housing is very difficult. It really is, and the housing market is really difficult. So, all right, so digressing again. So that just irritates me. Um, so okay, so I come to find out that I'm high risk for being homeless again. Um, that was just like that was a very Scooby Doo moment for me. I was like, "Brr?" um, I guess maybe I didn't understand fully, but I understood something a little different. But so once this program ends that I'm in right now, the housing, that'll be it. I basically will be kind of out on my own again and looking around me because I kind of thought otherwise. If I did and I haven't checked the thing, it's just it would the impression was a little bit different, but um, yeah, I just look around me, everything that I've bought and everything that I owned, and now is just like I don't want to start all over. I can't go back out on the streets and stuff like that. So all these, as she's speaking to me, and I'm trying to have a hard time focusing on what she's telling me. And at the same time, my mind is racing, and I'm going through all these scenarios. It's like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do with this? Where am I gonna? How am I gonna? I'm gonna have to get a storage. And I'm like, and I'm thinking, fuck, and all this was just overloading my CPU, and and my heat sink was just not cooling down, and I was just I almost had an anxiety attack. I was just like freaking out, and she's trying to explain to me, and I can see her mouth actually moving and words coming out very faintly, something like out of a weird movie. And I kind of like snapped out of it, and I just regained back into the conversation. And I'm like, okay, so you know, so it's gonna take about a week or so. The application went in. I went basically was told that I was one of the few people that was uh, being considered. This is not a guarantee. This is not a guarantee. This is like an application interview, an application, whatever. So I did all that yesterday, and all the legalities, background search, criminal search, and everything. Just the same thing that I had to do and sign in order to get into here. So they have to be very thorough, and that's understandable. So especially for Section 8. Um, and then after all that was down, lean back and pause for a bit, and then she started going into stipulations, rules, basic common sense. I mean, just a lot of common sense, and then just a little bit of real estate common sense, just leaseor, leasee type of stuff. That's old speak. That's how we used to look at contracts when you're renting, leaseor or leasee. Now it's renter and whatever it is, or whatever they call it nowadays. But basic rules of that, what their program basically says. You can't, like it's your place. It is only solely for you. You can't have people move in. There is a situation that if you, in an emergency or whatever, given a specific reason or whatever, you can have someone move in. I kind of expected that. And I think that kind of leeway is mainly geared for in case you have a child that all of a sudden you are awarded or that moves in with you. Um, so yeah, I understand that. So basically, no one's allowed to move in. You can't sublet, which duh. But a lot of people, when they get off the street, they want to help people, or they figure they want to save money by renting. So if, let's say their share of the rent is maybe $400 a month, and they can't afford $400 a month, or they don't want to afford $400 a month, so they'll move someone in and stuff like that. Very, very rarely that ever happens. Very, very rarely the fraud happens, but it does happen. And I've heard of a few cases, and I've known people that have done that. So none of that. You can't have someone. Now, this is by their rules. You can't have someone stay for more than a certain amount of days, she told me, per month, and not so many. Can't stay for like more than a couple of weeks per year. Whatever. That doesn't matter. That I understand that, and that's something that you have to convey to the client and everything. But I'm not worried. I mean, I haven't had anyone come over here over since I've been here, so, and I don't want to, and my friends don't. They wouldn't ask that of me of anyhow. So my friends wouldn't ask that of me anyway. So um, yeah. So just basic common sense stuff. So yeah. So application went in yesterday, and it'll take about a couple weeks to hear back, either yay or nay. And then I will be presented with the voucher. Now the voucher is basically, I always knew that for some reason people are under the impression, I think that's the way it used to be. It used to be that you used to be presented with a check, and then the check was written to you in your name, and you would go to the public county office or the county cashier and cash the check. Um, and then with that, you would pay your rent. But now it's more of a direct. Now it's automatically to uh, the management, real estate company, or whomever is your uh, place that you are renting from, which is a lot better and smarter. But people are under the impression that it's a check that's given to you or funds or whatever, and then from there you distribute to whomever. So yeah, they get weirded out, and then they get disappointed, and then they don't want to do anything more. But so if I get the voucher, I have a certain amount of time where I have to now everything is completely reliant on the individual, me. So let's say approved I'm approved for the voucher, I'm given the voucher, and like I said, the voucher is just paper. So now I have the responsibility, and it's all upon me now on my shoulders to go around and looking for apartments and saying, okay, well, yeah, I was interested in the apartment or suite or whatever. How much is it? But question: do you accept Section 8? And right off the bat, yeah, I mean, they're going to say either yes or no. And they're like, you say Section 8, and then the next thing is that the radar uh, comes right at you, and you can almost see that green light or the red light, right? Red or green laser just almost scanning you when you say those that one word with that number at the end, Section 8. Then you get scanned, and you're just like, yeah, we take Section 8. It's whatever. You're getting sized up immediately. You're already being looked at. So yeah, that's gonna be the next thing. So now I have Section 8. Oh, let's say I have it. And so it's going to be my job. And then they're going to pay, I was told already. So then they're going to pay the amount of what they pay. And then the rest is my financial responsibility. And that stays, I'm on that program, I believe she said, throughout, pretty much for life. Um, at that rate. There will be rent adjustments, slight increases or decreases, depending on whatever my financial status is. So let's say if I get an increase in wage, or I get more and more extra overtime, then I have to report that. And that's just common sense. That's the same thing that you do, like when you are on food stamps or on GR. Uh, every quarter, so you have to do your financial paperwork and fill out if there's any changes in your household. People move in, people move out, get an extra job, picked up extra money. That goes without saying. So yeah, and they do that like every so often. Yeah, I feel good. I was just still a little shaky at the fact that I'm high risk, and it's like, still even indoors, I'm high risk. It's scary. It's starting to get a bit of a lump. So yeah, I guess that would be no problem. So we'll see what happens here in 2 weeks. Um, I don't want to go back out there. I don't want to go back out there. Okay, sorry. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. So I got not that much time left here. Um, January, I think. January, February. Yeah. So that's that. And then I just got off the phone a little while ago before I started rolling video here. Uh, so, and I called also child support services. So, and I talked to this lady, and I told her that I lobbied for my driver's license a few months ago. So, and she looks like it was kind of forgotten. Oh my goodness! The bureaucracy is just so incredibly absent-minded to the very least. I mean, oops, we forgot. Sorry, our bad. You have to suffer and eat poop pie. All right. Well, and I never heard anything back. I just get my monthly statements. Okay, well, give me a minute here. All right, name, address, social security, blah blah. All God, so many. Like, I want to be an imposter and pay someone else. Well, I guess that's possible. What would be the harm in paying someone else's child support? Anyway, now I understand. This is so weird. So, so did all that spiel. So she goes, okay, well, give me a few moments and let me review your case. So I was on the line for about a good 5 minutes or so. So finally got back and she's like, okay, so she's going to put in my case for review. That sounded kind of good, actually. So basically told me some more information about my case, which I did not know. And she's like, well, I go, well, if you notice, there's a lapse in payment for a few years. I was homeless, so the only thing that when I was homeless, I went down to the court and asked if there's anything that can be done, and they froze my account whilst I was homeless. And then when I started working again, I started getting the garnishment, which I have no problem. And I told the lady there on the phone, I says, I don't have a problem with the garnishment. It's just, I would like to get my driver's license back or restricted or part time, anything so I can get an extra job or at least get a vehicle or something in case I get another job that I'll have some reliable transportation other than public transportation because it's not very reliable. So she's going to put in, she said she was going to talk to her supervisor and stuff like that. So that sounded good. So two things taken care of this morning. I knew there was a reason why I got up so early to just go across the street to get my coffee. Uh, so yeah. So housing seems good, possible. Driver's license seems good, seems possible. Not bad, right? I gotta work tonight. These next 3 nights I gotta close. That's gonna kind of suck. Uh, I just hate getting home late. But yeah. Oh, and I have it right here in front of me. One thing else, I'm really gonna greatly digress here on some happy news. I can't help it. In case you haven't heard, folks, Sunday, a little 10-year-old girl um, apparently committed suicide. Now, listen to what I just said. A 10-year-old little girl apparently committed suicide. Uh, Apparently, she might have been the victim of social bullying. 10 years old. Sunday night, her 9-year old little sister, I guess, came into the bedroom, whatever, discovered her older sister by 1 year dead. Um, God, that I'm saying this the way I'm saying is I. It's so sad. A 10-year-old committing a 10 year what What does the 10-year-old know other than um, toys, having a good time, watching cartoons, eating candy, playing with dolls, cars, what, going to amusement parks, spending time with their families, birthdays, Christmases, Easter? 10 years old decided to take her own life. And if it was about social media, that is even scarier. I think the family was had been heard saying that, yeah, there were bullying and stuff like that. So there's not a lot that has been divulged about this case. This happened Sunday. Um, there has been, I think, a GoFundMe uh, page set up, and therapy has there for the little sister. My daughter just turned 11 in August, youngest of my three. Um, I may be a father of three, but I haven't been able to be a parent for the last 5, 6 years. Um, so maybe those of you who say, "Well, you're kind of out of line. You haven't been there for your kids." Yeah, well, not by choice, really. But I can say this: and being exposed out to being homeless and seeing how people interact with each other and seeing society really from an everyday street level, not in enclosed, because when you are indoors, you do have a bubble wrap around your life all the time in that sense. And even though you don't think you do, but you do, and there's certain things that penetrate that bubble wrap, and some things that you don't let penetrate. And it seems like more and more society, parents have been trying to shield their kids a little bit more and more, and doing the whole, oh, we're playing sports, everybody's a winner, and just coddling. No, it's just, I don't know where I'm going with this, but it breaks my heart, and it tears me up to know a 10-year old, I can still see and hear my daughter laughing, her and I. She's like 4.5, 5 years old, and we're just being stupid and watching SpongeBob and laughing at each other. We're sitting on the bed, bumping into each other, trying to be Patrick and SpongeBob, and emulating the stupid shenanigans they're doing in that cartoon. You know, even at 10 years old, if I had a chance to be with my daughter, we'd be doing the same thing. We'd be just doing stupid stuff that a kid would be doing, and 10 years old. If it does prove to be social media and the bullying, um, then this is going to have to bring a different attention to parents. This I think will really show disconnection between children, even though you think you are really close. But as long as you and your family and your children, your little children, and I'm also talking to you parents at the supermarket with your little baby, your little toddler still in the front seat of the shopping cart. Okay? The little baby doing this while you're doing this, and you're pushing, and that child is focused on this, and you're pushing the shopping cart while you're doing this one-handed. You think you know your kids then? You don't think that this is going to be the step parent? You don't think the children are going to look up more to this than you? That kid's going to remember you doing this. Who's more their friend? Who's more their parent? Who is not going to say no to them? Who's not going to chastise them? Who's not going to tell them they're doing wrong? This. This thing right here. See? This right here. So when I'm at work and I'm seeing parents doing that, more so than moms. Dads aren't even any better. They're watching mom push the child in the shopping cart one-handed, phone in hand, while the dad's trailing behind also doing this or doing this. What kind of a family structure are you breeding? Look, these are really, really crazy times now. Everything, our whole world and our whole society, everything we do in life now is based off of this, my friends. Social media is everything. If a 10-year-old is going to take their lives because they were bullied or embarrassed on social media, whatever platform it is, that speaks volumes. Oh, but I didn't think it was going to be so bad, or just yeah, I know, but look, I'm not saying that if someone posts something bad or intimidating and stuff about your child, that you should just go on a rant and just call the police immediately or the FBI. Oh, someone posted something bad about it, and it's not true. Or say, oh, I'm going to sue you for defamation, or I'm not saying that, but don't be so detached from your family, your children, namely. I can't even imagine how my kids are right now. And like I said, I'm no prize parent right now, but I do care. I care enough to see some 10-year-old little girl that I don't even know from Adam or Becky or whatever it is. That struck a note in me. That hurt me. That scared the crap out of me. That could be my daughter. That could be your daughter. That could be your child. You're 10 years old. 10 years old. Jesus Christ, 10 years old. All right. I got to go, friends. I got to take a shower and get a little bit more level-headed for work. All right, so with that, I'll leave you folks here. So you folks take care of yourselves, take care of each other, but always take care of yourselves first. Love one another, trust one another, be kind to each other, help one another. Don't take today for granted or any other day thereafter. Live for the moment, pull down your pants, and slide on that ice. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you like what I'm doing, what we're doing, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification button. Tell your friends and family about me, about us, what's going on, and what I'm doing, and yeah. See about getting housing. Maybe I can get my driver's license back, or temporary, or even a hall pass. So anyway, comments, good or bad, suggestions, anything you don't want to post on the comments or whatever, email me. Yeah, just that just got to me. All right, my friends. I will talk to you tomorrow, and I will post this up now. I love you all. Take care and have. What is it? It's Thursday. Oh Lord. Oh. All right. Forgive me. Thursday. Have a beautiful Thursday, and I will talk to you tomorrow. I love you all. Bye bye.